Statistics basics for data science you must know. Mean. In a data sample of n elements, mean is the sum of the values divided by n. Its sample is generally micro and it is computed using the following formula. Median. The median is the value separating the higher half from the lower half of a data sample. We have two types of data samples. We have the case when we have odd number of values. For example, here we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then the median is 6. Or if we do have even number of values, then the median is computed as the following. We add 4 and 5, then divide by 2 to get the median as 4.5. Mode. Mode is the most frequent value in the dataset. If the dataset has more than one value that occurred the most frequently, then this dataset can be a multimodal dataset. The first example, when we have one mode as 3, because 3 is occurred 4 times in the dataset. In the second dataset, we have two modes. We have 2 and 7. Thus, we call it bimodal dataset. Kurtosis. Kurtosis is a statistical measure that defines how heavily the tails of a distribution differ from the tails of a normal distribution. It describes the shape of a distribution's tails in relation to its overall shape. One application of kurtosis is in detecting financial risks. Skewness. Skewness is a measure of the symmetry of a distribution. A negative skew indicates that the tail on the left side is longer than on the right side. As you can see here in this picture, we have the graph in the right indicates a negative skew. In the middle we have symmetrical distribution, and in the left graph we have positive skew where the tail on the right side is longer than on the left side. Range. Range is the difference between the highest and lowest value in the dataset. For a given dataset, you take the max and the mean, you calculate the difference, and the difference is called the range. Quartiles, or can be called summary statistics. We have 5 terms. The minimum, the lower quartile, Q1, which is 25%, the median, which is 50%, upper quartile, which is 75%, and it is called Q3, and we have the maximum value. Interquartile range. It's the difference between upper and lower quartiles, which means that IQR equals to Q3 minus Q1. Variance. The variance is a measure of dispersion. It measures how far the data points are spread out from the average value. For a population of n elements, it is calculated using the following formula, where micro indicates the mean. Standard deviation. Standard deviation is simply the square root of the variance. For a population of n elements, it is calculated using the following formula. Correlation. The linear correlation is a statistical relationship between two variables. The linear correlation between x and y is also called the Pearson's coefficient. Its range is between -1 and 1, and it is calculated using the following formula. As an example here, we have 5 values of the correlation. We have when it is -1, when it is between -1 and 0, between 0 and 1, equals to 1, and when it is equals to 0, it indicates that there is no relationship between the two variables. Covariance. Covariance is a measure of correlation. It refers to the measure of the directional relationship between two variables. Its range is between -infinity to +infinity, and it is calculated using the following formula. Finally, we have causality. Causality is defined when one variable increases or decreases as a result of other variables. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in next one.